Yeah, let me hold it.
Please be seated. Welcome to everyone here on this glorious autumn evening as we celebrate the union of Christina and Jeff. Autumn is the season when we pause to reflect on the wonders of life. It is also a time to begin planning for the future, the growth and renewal in both nature and in our own lives. Christina and Jeff, with the arrival of each autumn season, stop for a moment and consider your journey. Celebrate the challenges that we will have brought you even closer together, and revel in your triumphs, all of those sunny days that lie ahead for you. And remember to continue looking out there, just above that horizon, where you will find countless possibilities that await you. And a wedding certainly joins two people in a much deeper way, and it also brings together families and traditions. Your presence here is the true gift to them today. Over the years, you have loved and supported them, and in many ways, you brought them to this very day. Always know you will hold a special place in their hearts and in their lives. Christina and Jeff treasure their families as well as those who could not be with us today, especially Christina's father, Frank Tsai, and Jeff's mother, Guo Chu Mei. Yet if we listen closely, we hear their voices in the wind and feel their presence, reassuring us that they too rejoice with us. It was 5.5 years ago when Christina and Jeff first became aware of one another. They exchanged messages and spoke on the phone for a time. Finally, they agreed to meet for a first date. Things progressed nicely as they continued seeing one another. Their conversations deepened as they discovered similarities in personal values, thoughts on family, even their goals and their ambitions. And eventually they realized how special this relationship had become, and their hearts opened to one another. Well, after a while, Jeff knew Christina was the one. His heart only confirmed his thoughts. Although their relationship had been rocky at times, and they'd found each other to have varying personalities, different personalities, they shared something that was a common thread, something special. It did take a lot of work for them. Admittedly, it had already been a struggle with him working long hours in the daytime and pursuing his law degree in the evenings. But their resolve pulled them through, and they were committed to making this all work. And with this in mind, Jeff circled a particular date on the calendar and he started to craft a plan. Now, his first step was to ask Christina to go with him on a trip to a specialty store in upstate New York, thinking that would provide the cover. He needed to unfold his master plan. Well, she agreed, and once at the store, he picked up a few items and explained that to make a day of it, he'd also booked a hiking tour of nearby Bannerman Island, located on the Hudson River a few miles south of Beacon. Well, knowing how busy these tours were, he called a few days in advance explaining what he had in mind and asking that their tour guide allow him some private time with her during the adventure. Well, guides were chosen at random, and this made Jeff nervous. Not knowing if his message had been relayed to this particular guide, he tried sending some nonverbal signals just to make sure they were both on the same page. Well, as he was sending these little signals, Christina just happened to glance over and notice them, and she thought Jeff was acting a little bit fishy. But nevertheless, they pressed onward. "Why don't we stay at the back of the crowd?" Jeff asked before everyone walked toward the residence building at the top of the island. As they reached the summit, he knew it was time, and he shot another wink toward the guide. Well, the rest of the group went on ahead toward the next stop, and while another group approached from behind, the guide stood guard at the building near the entrance, and then Jeff asked him, "Would you take a photo of us?" And he asked as he went for his camera bag. And as he reached into his camera bag, he pulled out what Christina describes as not just the camera, but the perfect ring. One he had specially designed according to her tastes. He got down on one knee and he asked her the most important question, one to which she said, yes. And right after that, they rejoined their tour group, and since everyone knew what had happened, Christina and Jeff were treated to a symphony of smiles and congratulations. Jeff adores her big heart. He recalls the love book that she created for him. In it are stick figure drawings illustrating all of the things she loves about him. He adds, she's very generous and selfless, often going out of her way to help those in need. All qualities he finds rare and admirable. He's very thoughtful and always thinking of ways to make my life easier, she says. He does so many little things, buying and grinding organic coffee beans and using a sophisticated water filtering system to prepare smooth and yummy coffee to satisfy Christina's coffee cravings. He likes being her shopping partner at the grocery store, and he even helps her run weekly errands for her mom. Yes, they are different, of course, yet they complement one another so well. She explains, I feel our differences, overcoming the challenges along the way, have made us stronger as a couple. She credits their love and commitment with keeping them together and adds, I also feel grateful that he's always there to support me through the good and the bad times. Well, they both adore their 14-year-old Pekingese diva. Well, of course, noticed her walking up the aisle, well, being carried up the aisle. Their favorite household family member, Coco. She says Jeff is so loving and sweet to Coco. He even cuts her hair. He brushes her teeth. This is almost too much information. He buys her organic apples from the farmer's market, and he takes her to the vet. And Christina loves the way that Jeff holds Coco in his arms and how they nap together, with Coco's snores even overpowering his. And she says, Jeff is such a great daddy to Coco. And of course, yes, they do. They love to laugh, sometimes at each other's little eccentricities. The way she suddenly breaks into song while listening to music in the car with him. Now, being a classically trained musician, Jeff has a rather critical ear. And even when she is off tune, he still encourages her to sing, because he knows when she's singing, she's happy. And they have those little pet names they call one another, Mr. and Missy. In fact, she says the only time they use their real names is when they're disagreeing. Well, she gets quite a laugh whenever he asks her, "You get it, Missy, don't you get it?" after he tells a joke that isn't funny. And she also finds it interesting that although he seems really straight-laced, he has quite a daring side, too. He engages in everything from riding motorcycles on a track to even piloting airplanes. Well, whether they're spending quiet time at home, relaxing with Coco, or heading out to a new adventure abroad, Christina and Jeff treasure every moment together. And today they share the beginning of this next exciting chapter with each and every one of you. And in the future, they look forward to a long, happy, healthy life together, accepting each other in a genuine way and working hard to keep their love and commitment fresh and alive. The words of Robert Fulghum offer a bridge from the past and present into the next chapter in Christina and Jeff's life together. He writes, "You've known each other from the first moment of acquaintance to this point of commitment, and at some point you decided to marry." Christina and Jeff look at one another now and remember this moment in time. But before this moment, you've done many things to one another, and now you shall say a few words that take you across a threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you again. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband, and this is my wife." And now, Jeff, I would like to ask you some rather significant questions. Jeff, do you choose Christina as your lawfully wedded wife? Do you promise to love and respect her? Will you be honest with her? And will you stand joyfully beside her in whatever the future may bring?
I do.
Good. Christina, do you take Jeff to be your lawfully wedded husband? Will you love and respect him? Will you be honest with him? And will you stand joyfully beside him in whatever the future may bring?
I do.
And now, Jeff, please repeat after me. I, Jeff,
take you, Christina,
to be my companion
and
my wife,
my wife,
to create a life together that cannot be imagined separately. I vow to be your strength and your sanctuary for as long as we both shall live. And now, Christina. I, Christina. Take you, Jeff, to be my companion and my husband, to create a life together that cannot be imagined separately. I vow to be your strength and your sanctuary for as long as we both shall live. May we have the rings, please? As a circle without beginning or end, a ring is a fitting symbol for a wedding promise. Love without end is what we hope for and work diligently toward in marriage. Christina and Jeff, as you wear these rings, remember that your love has brought you to this place, and it will be that same love guiding you throughout your epic journey together in the future. And so now, Jeff, will you take the ring, place it on Christina's left hand, and repeat after me? Christina, I offer you this ring as a sign of my love, friendship and commitment to you. May my heart be your shelter, and my arms be your home. Christina, will you take the ring? Place it on Jeff's left hand and repeat after me. Jeff, I offer you this ring as a sign of my love, friendship and commitment to you. May my heart be your shelter, and my arms be your home. And so with that, let it be known that on this glorious day, October 2nd, 2016, Christina and Jeff have created this union marked by taking vows and exchanging rings. They have declared that they trust each other's kind intentions. And they proclaim that they have entered into this relationship with trust, compassion, and love, and have promised to preserve this precious gift and to place that gift above all else. And so now it is, without further ado, my honor and my joy to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Jeff and Christina Sy. You, sir, may kiss the bride.